South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
Supreme Mobiles in Samsung Days 24-month no cost EMI up to 12,000 upgrade offer.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.
Hello and welcome to Galatta Plus. In this video review episode, we're going to be talking about Jithu Ashraf's Officer on Duty, which works at a generic level, but this crime drama could have been so much more. Kunchako Boban gives a very strong central performance, and the technical departments are all solid. They pitch in too, but the writing remains superficial. The rest of this review may contain spoilers. There's a fabulous shot that opens Officer on Duty. It's a single take and we find ourselves looking at a man who's seated at his desk. As the camera moves back, the man rises. We see he's wearing a police uniform, but only the shirt. The camera keeps pulling away and the man follows, taking us from the room the desk was in to the living room. Then he does something we don't expect, and then the camera does something even more unexpected. It turns to the left and we see, well, I cannot reveal what we see, but it is one of the most beautifully cinematic openings in recent memory. The film is a mystery of sorts. It involves this cop that we just saw and what the camera sees after it does that left turn. It's a kind of prologue, a setup achieved solely through cinematographic means. Nothing in the film that follows lives up to these opening moments, but director Jithu Ashraf gives us a very memorable protagonist in the cop named Harishankar. Kunchako Boban plays this man brilliantly. The actor not only looks different in the way he walks, for instance, in a very muscular stride, he also channels the many layers of angst inside this angry man. When we first meet Harishankar, he is returning to the force after suspension and after being demoted for assaulting another cop. But it isn't just this humiliation that makes him use a shockingly physical interrogation tactic on a woman. I mean, it's really shocking. He's also messed up about his domestic life, which has been equally suspended or demoted after a tragedy. His wife Priyamani urges him to take his medicine on time. We aren't told what it's for, but we can make a guess that it's some kind of psychological condition, some kind of trauma. Officer on Duty deals with a familiar template. A man with unresolved issues has to tackle something head on, and that in turn will help him resolve these issues. But the writing by Shahi Kabir does not do much to elevate the scenario. It stays at this one-line level. The beats are all too familiar and nothing goes beyond the surface. This what you see, what you get style of narration has its own charms, but given the layers they have attempted, it is not enough. We get a man who has the great misfortune of watching his daughter in a sex video. Is his subsequent anger due to his perception that he has raised such a girl who does things that he considers unspeakable? Or is he mad that he has been put in this position of never being able to see her again as his little girl? Or is he upset that his happy family ideal has been smashed to pieces and they'll never return to who they were? The emphasis is on what this man does due to his anger. The emphasis is on action, but we never really slow down for a few scenes to figure out what's going through his mind. Priyamani is terribly underused as a woman who is battling her own issues. Again, we just get superficial bits of action, shouting, weeping, instead of moments that humanize her. Apart from the protagonist, and to an extent the character beautifully played by Jagadish, no one is fleshed out convincingly. The villains are the worst. They are a bunch of drugged up youths and they come across like cartoony caricatures. Again, the emphasis is not on who they are or how they came to be this way, but simply on what they do. They are a compilation of the easiest and worst cliches of wayward youths, and the closure to their characters is terribly contrived. Apart from Kunchako Boban holding things together, it helps that the technical departments are strong. Cinematographer Robi Verghese Raj does a lot for the mood of the movie by giving the psychological moments a handheld feel. The frame is not static, the edges are always being redefined as though mirroring the unsteadiness of these minds. Another strong contributor is composer Jakes Bijoy with his dynamic and atmospheric score attempting to fill in a lot of the detail that the screenplay leaves unsaid. And the action sequences are decently done, though we only have to think back to the recent Ponman to see how much more an action sequence can deliver when the psychological stakes are clearly defined and the audience is filled in with highly unique situations instead of generic moments. What saves Officer on Duty is the fact that crime dramas can get by even with a minimal level of competence. There is always a clue to track down, a suspect to be chased, a speeding car to be followed, or a character reversal that that counts as a twist. In theory, the one touch I really liked is the way seemingly different crimes are all rooted in a single incident. The scenes that show these connections have a pulpy kick and are among the film's better moments. But towards the end, it all goes haywire again with one contrived twist after another, like a stabbing in broad daylight or a kind of home invasion scenario. Here and there, I was reminded of thriller dramas like Cape Fear or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but only in terms of what this movie could have been. Officer on Duty is watchable, but given the talent involved, it's also a missed opportunity. That's it about Officer on Duty. If you like this video review, do subscribe to Galatta Plus and see you soon at the movies.
South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
Supreme Mobiles in Samsung Days 24-month no cost EMI up to 12,000 upgrade offer.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.